Good afternoon, 4th October 21, Imec elections. Singapore will be represented by myself because we have a company in Singapore called Candina Fleet Pta Limited, member of SSA, Singapore Shipping Association. We also have an interest in the long term in Singapore. Why? Because we believe it is strategic for the law requirements of the maritime industry, of course, has to be in Singapore. Many different areas. But the issue about this election is to accountability, how much intrinsic value does each director or member provide for the maritime industry, which is strategic to Singapore. So the bigger the effect that Imec has in the industry, maritime, then of course collateral is Singapore. Also, one of the areas I mentioned is that we should not have an office in Manila, but instead have in Singapore, because that's where the owners are and the owners pay. Therefore, it should be really defending the interests and not having any conflict of interest, defending the interest of the owners. Of course, Singapore must have an office of IMEC and not in Manila, because should we work for owners or work for crew? It's very clear. It's employers association. Therefore, there should be a conflict of interest erased from that side. So I will write some intrinsic value compounded in 100 years. For example, a Philippine overseas enlistment contracts since my late father 60 years ago with Captain Oka late, and now the new Oka not, but the Amasup yes. Draw a columns and the paragraphs regarding the Philippine employment obligations and rights. Therefore, these contracts were made 60 years ago, as I mentioned, by my late father, because Cantina was in Philippines, of course. And these contracts for the last 60 years have not been amended. This really does issue some kind of concern, because 20% of the wages of Filipinos do not go to the pocket of the seafarers, and this is an issue that as Singapore and other maritime countries, even Spain or even Latin America or even Europe, have to defend that these enlistment contracts are too old nowadays. There are too many columns. Spanish history shows that the bureaucracy is one of the things that really has been exported to Philippines. And this, please pass the paper, so then I can charge an amount, and then I can have all these different 20, 15 columns to discount the wage from the seafarers and organize all these complicated areas, which I believe that my late father did really successfully in the past, and really it has lasted for 60 years. But I guess that there's always a kid that has to tell the industry that this is time to change and simplify, simplify, simplify. This is one of the things as honorary consul of Finland I've learned these last 22 years, is that simplification is the way to success. And that way we can raise 20% of the discounts, not only the Filipinos, because later many other countries in the enlistment contract, they copy the same format, and they also deduct these PPPs. Please pass the paper. And therefore, we as employers can achieve a 20% reduction in this, which could go straight to the pockets of the seafarers, because as employers, responsible employers, we are going to face a difficulty, and simplification of these wage scales and gross equal net, and like directors being elected yearly, we don't need the 11, 15 directors. No, what we need is 500 measures with intrinsic value. Yes, and also what we need is to have a very clear definition that IMEC can grow 30% per year if fees are reduced 90%, because we have to eliminate all these grants that we have. And I hope you like this video. Look forward that you vote for me next 7th of October, Thursday, and that you really like my video as candidate. And if you're not going to watch it, just not wait, then please provide the vote today, because it is going to be important to reform, completely all the different formats that Imec has been using as employers. And perhaps it could be, and this is a dream, ways to show what things they could be doing better. Thank you very much indeed. Take care. Bye.